Hello and welcome. Today, I'm so glad you're here because we're going to talk about something powerful, something that could unlock the breakthrough you've been waiting for. If you're a believer, someone who knows deep down that you're chosen for a purpose, then listen closely. You might feel like you've been waiting for a breakthrough for so long that it almost feels like it's slipping away, or you've encountered so many challenges that you wonder if it's even possible. But here's the truth, there's often one hidden block, that keeps us from experiencing the blessings God has set aside for us. Now, this isn't just about positive thinking or pushing through obstacles. It's about recognizing a spiritual principle that God has woven into every chosen life. And when we understand it, that block begins to dissolve. This is an invitation to open up, to truly think of the blessings already designed for you, right here, right now. Let's start with a simple truth. We are often the ones who stand in the way of our own blessings. We get tangled up in thoughts, doubts, fears, and even habits that seem harmless. Think about it, how often do we question our worth, wonder if we're enough, or fear that the future won't look the way we hope it will? God's love and blessings aren't limited by our doubts or worries, but sometimes, those doubts and worries put up walls that make it difficult for us to receive what's already ours. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to slip into a mindset of lack? Sometimes we see what we don't have, what hasn't happened, what hasn't gone our way. We start looking at ourselves through the lens of what's missing, rather than what God has already poured into us. That's one of the biggest barriers to receiving breakthrough, focusing on the lack rather than on God's abundance. When we focus on what we think we're missing, we're sending a message that says, "I don't believe I'm enough. I don't believe I can receive it." And when we stay in that place of lack, it's like putting a lock on the door that leads to our blessings. God doesn't want us to live in that kind of limitation. The moment we shift our perspective and start to believe in the abundance He's prepared for, things begin to open up. This isn't just an idea or a concept, it's a spiritual shift that changes everything. Sometimes, we have to consciously choose to believe in that abundance, even when things don't look the way we want them to. We're called to step out in faith, believing that what God has promised will come to pass, and to trust that He's already made the way for it to happen. What's interesting is that this doesn't just affect our blessings, it changes our whole experience of life. Think of it like a lens, you see the world differently when you believe in the abundance around you. Suddenly, setbacks don't feel as heavy, challenges don't seem as daunting, and even waiting feels like preparation instead of frustration. It's like the peace of knowing that what's yours is yours, and no one can take it away. Now, some of you might be wondering, is it really that simple? Just changing my mindset and perspective? Well, it's simple, but it's not always easy. Shifting from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance takes intention and commitment. It's about daily, even moment by moment, choosing to see things through God's promises rather than our own fears. It's deciding to tune in to His voice above all others and trust that He is always working for our good, even in the things we don't understand. But here's the beauty of it, once you start walking in this truth, even in small steps, things begin to shift. You start to notice blessings in places you never expected. You begin to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. And instead of feeling frustrated by waiting, you start feeling excited about what's coming. Because when God makes a promise, He always delivers. We may not know the timing or the way, but we can trust that He's always faithful. Think about some of the greatest figures in the Bible. They often faced periods of waiting, of silence, of doubt. David was anointed king but waited years to see the throne. Joseph had a vision but spent years in slavery and prison before his breakthrough. And even Jesus waited until the perfect time to begin His ministry. These seasons of waiting weren't punishments, they were preparation. God was shaping their character, building their faith, and teaching them to trust in His timing. If you're in a season of waiting, know that you're not alone, and more importantly, that this time has a purpose. So, how do we remove the block that stands between us and our breakthrough? It starts with a few intentional steps. First, begin to shift your language. Watch the words you use about yourself, your life, and your future. Instead of saying, "I don't have," or "it's too hard," start saying, "God is providing," or "He's working it out." When you align your words with His promises, you're building a bridge from where you are to where you're meant to be. Words are powerful, they're seeds that grow into thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Next, surround yourself with people who encourage you to see the blessing, even when it's not obvious. There are people in your life who see God's goodness, even in tough times, and these are the voices we need to lean into. When you're around people who believe in you and who speak life over you, it strengthens your faith, helps you let go of doubts, and reminds you of the bigger picture. Lastly, trust in the timing of your breakthrough. Often, we get so focused on when things will happen that we miss what's happening now. We become so concerned with reaching the finish line that we overlook the growth, wisdom, and strength God is building in us on the way. God's timing is perfect. He sees the whole picture, and He knows exactly when to bring things into our lives. Sometimes, the waiting is the breakthrough, it's the part where we let go of control, deepen our trust, and lean more fully on Him. You might feel like you're standing on the edge of something big, something you can't quite see yet. And that's okay. Faith is often like that. It's trusting that what God has for you is beyond what you could ever imagine. So let's make a choice today to let go of any thoughts, fears, or doubts that hold us back. Let's choose to open our hands and hearts to receive the fullness of what God has in store. In this journey, note to keep looking for the small blessings. They're all around, hints of what's to come, reminders that God is present even in the ordinary moments. The blessing isn't just about a big, dramatic change, it's also in the small, steady unfolding of a life grounded in faith and trust. So, hold tight to your hope and remember that you are chosen for this journey. You are here for a reason, and nothing, no setback, no delay, no obstacle, can take away the blessing God has already planned for you. Keep your eyes on Him, your faith strong, and your heart open. And as you do, step by step, you'll find yourself stepping into the breakthrough that's been waiting for you all along. Likewise, patience is something we cultivate over time. Waiting isn't easy, and sometimes it may feel like things are moving slower than we would like. But patience allows us to grow in ways that would otherwise be impossible. With patience, we learn to look for meaning in every moment, even those that feel unremarkable or challenging. It's in these quieter times that we often find clarity, where we can hear God's guidance most clearly. The blessing isn't only in what we wait for, it's also in the journey of becoming the person who is ready to receive it. Now, as we bring this message to a close, I want to leave you with a sense of hope and expectation. Today's message is about letting go of any blocks that keep you from the fullness of God's blessings. By choosing to trust in His guidance, you're already taking steps toward the breakthrough you've been waiting for. Believe in the abundance He has stored up for you, and know that your life holds more potential than you might see right now. If you found inspiration or encouragement in this message, I invite you to show your support by tapping that like button. It's a simple way to connect and let others know about the power of faith. For more insights, encouragement, and faith-centered inspiration, subscribing to this channel is a great way to stay tuned in. It's about staying connected to the truth that empowers each of us to live our best lives. If you're ready for more messages like this, subscribing also ensures that you won't miss out on new content designed to support you on your path. And remember, your journey matters, and we're here to walk alongside you every step of the way. So go ahead, hit that like button, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing. Lastly, if this message has touched you, share it with someone who might need a reminder of God's blessings. Supporting this channel with a like or subscribe is more than just a button click, it's a way of being part of something bigger, something that speaks life and faith into the world. So don't hesitate, press that like button, subscribe, and let's keep moving forward together, one step at a time. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for being part of this message. I look forward to sharing more with you and continuing this journey of faith, growth, and blessings together.